Look, I know most of these cards are way outside our normal budget range, and honestly, outside my normal budget range too. But I've had multiple subscribers and channel members specifically ask me to cover expensive cards that have crashed with huge investment potential. So today, I'm doing exactly that. This Magic card has dropped from $400 to $252 in the last month. The PSA 10 is selling for $1,775. I found 6 cards that are crashing right now with absolutely insane graded multipliers. I'm going to show you exactly how much profit potential each one has when you factor in the $25 grading cost. We're talking 400% plus returns on some of these. And yes, I'm including a budget option at the end for those of us who aren't ready to drop $400 plus on a single card. Let me know if you like content like this and want more of it, and let's get into it. Before we dive into these cards, here's what you need to know about the numbers I'm about to show you. I'm averaging $25 for grading costs in my return on investment calculations. Yes, some cards might hit the PSA upcharges based on declared versus perceived value, but with how much that varies, I'm just keeping it simple at $25. Now, if you're planning to sell, whether to a vendor at a show, local card store on eBay, expect to get 80 to 85% of the market price. The PSA 10 prices I'm showing you are the last sold at auction from the PSA Vault, so the numbers are real. Where should you buy these? Your local card store, card shows, or meetups through Facebook Marketplace. If you do that, do it at a police station, though. eBay can work, but you need high-resolution photos from multiple angles. I'm not suggesting this, but I've seen social media posts and YouTube videos about people buying like HGA, CGC, 9.5s and 10s, cracking them, and resubmitting to PSA. Just know that PSA is super backlogged right now, and you're not going to see them for a while. TCG Player, not great for buying because most listings don't have a single picture. I just use the TCG Player sales data for volume reference only. All right, let's start with the card that has the lowest gem rate of all 6. Number 1 is Magikarp from Paldea Evolved. It's currently sitting at $252. The PSA 10 just sold for $1,775. Here's why this is insane. The gem rate is only 17.66%. Out of 21,204 submissions, only 3,745 have come back as 10s. It's one of Shinji Kanda's masterpieces, and if you look closely at the top of the card, there's a Gyarados hidden in the artwork. But also, people believe he purposely puts in 666 in the artwork, which caught wind and absolutely exploded demand for the card over the summer. It was $400 in early October. It's now $252, a 37% drop. Since it hit the $250 range the week of November 24th, there's been 59 sales. PSA 10s were selling for $2,280 in September. Okay, if you can buy this at $252-ish, add the 25. If you hit a PSA 10, 80% of the $1,775 is $1,420. Your potential profit is $1,143. It's a 412% return. But remember, you're only hitting that 10 one out of every 5 or 6 submissions. This is a volume play for serious investors, or if you are great at judging PSA 10s or not, you can send in one. Remember, if you do volume plays, though, you need to send them in separate submissions. Card number 2 is Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX, the chase card from Destined Rivals. It's currently at $442. The last PSA 10 sold for $1,100. Gem rate's pretty solid. It's one of the highest I've seen in a long time. 54.08%. It's 6,198 10s out of 11,460 submissions. This was $584 at its high. When it dropped to $458 the week of November 24th, it had 41 sales alone. In September, PSA 10s were selling for over $1,900 with 36 total sales from the PSA Vault. Destined Rivals is being re-released in every collection box right now. There's a real chance this price continues to drop as more product floods the market. At $442 plus the grading, you're in at $467. Hit that PSA 10, 80% of that 1,100 is $880. You're looking at a $413 profit potentially, and 88% return. With the 54% gem rate, you're hitting tens about half the time, which makes the risk reward more favorable than the Magikarp. But watch the reprint situation closely. Number 3 is the Umbreon V alternate full art from Evolving Skies. If you've seen my previous videos, you know how I feel about Evolving Skies. The sky is the limit on these cards. It's down to $429, and the PSA 10 is down to $779. It has a 45.92% gem rate, 7,534 tens from 16,408 submissions. The card had gotten up to $675 in September, and it had 33 sales at $433 in early September before that high price. It's got 13 sales since November 24th when it dipped below $430. What you need to understand, Evolving Skies is the most desirable set in the modern era. Prices are going to continue to rise long term. PSA 10s were selling for over $1,100 in October. It's a $321 drop in just a little over a month. When you calculate the grading, you're in at $454. PSA 10 at 85%, you're getting $623 back. That's a $169 profit or a $37 return potentially. Not the highest multiplier on the list, but when you're buying into Evolving Skies Prestige at a discount, and that gem rate means you're hitting tens almost half the time, it's well worth the investment. Card 4 is Lillie Clefairy EXSIR out of Journey Together. It's down to $141 right now, and the PSA 10 is coming in at $465. The gem rate is 31%, 3,592 tens out of 11,386 submissions. It has, and if you look at the chart, the card, once it dropped down to $140 range, it's got a ton of sales. And whenever you see that, you know the price is going to bounce back. It's got 81 sales since it dropped to $138 a week on November 24th. The PSA 10s were up to $650 to $700 in September and October. But Journey Together is another set being released with all the collection boxes right now, just like Destined Rivals. Good chance the prices will fall further before it stabilizes. When you look at everything, you're at $166. 80% of a PSA 10 gives you $372. It's a $206 profit, 124% potential return. With the 31.5% gem rate, you're hitting tens about 1 in 3 times. It's a solid multiplier, but remember, watch for the price to potentially drop more. Number 5 is Squirtle from Stellar Crown at $70. The last PSA 10 sold at auction for $255. It has a 40.15% gem rate. It's got 12,000 tens from 31,048 submissions. It's down from $80 plus highs. It was $81 in January and $89 in September. When it dropped to $65 to the week of November 24th, it had 77 sales alone. The PSA 10s had risen to $353 in September, so it shows you the potential is there when the markets get better. The appeal for this one, it's one of the 3 original starter Pokemon, and it's a part of the connected artwork trio with Bulbasaur, also from Stellar Crown, and the Charmander Elite Trainer box promo from Obsidian Flames, where they all feature Pidgey as well. Collectors love completing these sets. You're looking at $95 all in. 80% of the PSA 10 gives you $204. You're looking at $109 profit. That's 150% potential, or 115% potential return. 40% gem rate means you're hitting tens 2 out of every 5 submissions. It's your nostalgia play with solid numbers. All right, now here's what we're a little more accustomed to, our budget card. But this one, it's a bonus. It's a little reverse. It's the Pikachu Secret from Crown Zenith, it dropped down to $27. The PSA 10 just sold for $128. The gem rate is 55.26%, another high one. This one has 26,000 tens from 46,575 submissions. It's the highest gem rate on the entire list. There have been 115 sales since November 30th alone. PSA 10s were selling for $238 in September. Once again, showing you the potential when the market's better, people are snapping things up. It has a lot of potential to rise. The Pikachu Secret from Cosmic Eclipse went from $48 to $126 in the last year. The Crown Zenith version features several other Pokemon in the artwork, in my opinion, making it more visually interesting. You're looking at $52 all in. 80% of the $128 gives you $102.40. That's a $50.40 profit, a 97% potential return. With the 55% gem rate, you're hitting tens more than half the time. This is another volume play, especially for newer investors without PSA experience. The lower cost, higher success rate is an awesome entry point. But remember, if you do bulk submissions of the same card, do not include them in the same submission. You are putting yourself at risk of greater scrutiny from the PSA graders. You don't want them to see the same card over and over again because they're just going to grade it even harder. Okay, let's recap the multipliers. Magikarp, 412% return, but only 17.66% gem rate. High risk, high reward. Team Rocket's Mewtwo, 88% with a 54% gem rate. But remember, watch the reprints and falling prices. The Umbreon V, 37% return with a 45.92% gem rate. We got our Evolving Skies Prestige play. Lillie Clefairy, 124% return with 31.55% gem rate. Same thing as a Mewtwo. Huge reprint concern. May be worth it to hold out a little bit, see what the market does with all these packs hitting the market. Then we got our Squirtle, 115% return with a 40.15% gem rate, nostalgia connected art, and our starter bonus. The Pikachu, our budget bonus, 97% return with a 55.26% gem rate. Best budget entry, best entry for new investors, and a best entry for people new to sending in cards to PSA. Remember, the calculations don't include the PSA potential upcharges, and we're selling at 80 to 85% of the market value. Your best buying strategy, hit up the local card store, card shows, and Facebook Marketplace meetups or other social media. Just make sure it's a public place. Best place would be a police station parking lot. Get the high resolution photos from multiple angles if you're buying online. Let me know, which card are you targeting first? Do you like the comment or content like this from me, a little higher budget? Let me know down below. If you want more investment picks like this, please smash the subscribe button. I'm dropping new stuff like this every week. Let's build our collections together.